Hello everyone, Islam here. Our use case for today is we have a user who is going to insert data for multiple accounts, and then we need to create those multiple accounts. Last time we discussed how to create one account. This time we have multiple accounts to create. Now let's do a quick overview first. So we've got 4 elements. In the first element, that's a screen. This is where we are going to collect the information. Inside the screen, we have 4 companies. I just named them twice, so company 1 and company 1, so that I can explain one thing here. In the first company, the company name, the label is company 1, but then the API name is company 1. 1 is written with letters. Down here, company 1 is named company 1 in the label, but then in the API name, it's company 1 with a number instead. Now, what's the difference between those two? The only difference is that when you refer back to those screen components later on, I would prefer to use the numbers so that they are more organized. Let me show you what it looks like. Now, let's say I would like to refer to a screen component anywhere where you are going to use a resource. This is what it would look like. If you look at the text screen components that are named with numbers, you will notice that they are arranged in order 1, 2, 3, 4. But then if you look at the ones that are named with letters, they are not arranged in order 1, 2, 3, 4. So just to make it easier to look and spot what you're looking for, I would prefer to use API names with numbers instead. So we don't need any of those. I'll just delete them. Deleting 1, deleting 2, deleting 3, and then deleting 4. Just created those 4 for the purpose of explaining that part. Now, we have 4 companies that we are trying to create. Now, the user is going to see this, and he's going to insert they're going to insert the names of the companies. After that, we use an assignment to take that information and store it into variables. Now, which variables are those? We need to create 4 variables. We are creating 4 accounts. Then we need to create 4 variables of object account. A record type, the data type is a record, and the object is an account, and we need to have 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then another assignment to, so basically in this assignment, in the first assignment, we are just taking the data from the screen, the account name, and we are storing it inside the variable. This is the same thing we did last time, except last time it was only 1 account. This time we are adding 4 accounts. One difference here is that we need to create a record collection variable. Now we have each one of those is a record variable. We are going to take that record variable and we store it inside a collection. So a collection is all the 4 record variables together in one bucket or in one collection. So the collection after we create it is empty. It doesn't have anything yet. We need to add those records inside this collection. So we have another assignment in which we, so this is the collection, and we are adding, under operator, we are adding each record variable in here. And then we are creating multiple records. How many records to create? We are creating multiple, and we are choosing the collection variable. Now, this is the quick overview. Now let's build it from scratch. Starting a new flow. Again, it's a screen flow. First, we need a screen to collect the information. We'll name it company information screen. And what we are going to collect is 4 companies. So this is company 1. I just name it company 1 like this so we can get going quickly. So company 1, company 2, company 3, and company 4. Now the API names are with numbers, so that's good. We've got the screen. Now we need to take this data and store it into record variables. So I will create the record variables first. So this is a variable. I will name it record variable underscore company 1. This is a record and it is of object type account. Again, remember that we name them record because this is a record, variable because this is a variable, and then account, this is the company. The company is an account. So this is the first one. I'll create 3 more. 2 record account, and then 3 record account, and then 4 record, and then account. Oops, sorry, account. Right, now I got all 4 accounts. Now I need to take the data from the screen and assign that data inside the record variables. I'll do that using an assignment. What I am doing is I am assigning the company information into record variables. So again, I would like the label to say everything about what's going on here. The company information is from the screen. It's going to be the values here, and the record variables will be under variables here. So we've got 4 variables. This is the first one. I'd like the account name. Here it is. I'll just copy, and then I will paste here, and instead of number 1, I just put number 2. See, when we use numbers, it's also easier to just delete. Instead of deleting 4 letters and then replacing them with 4 letters, I can just replace them with just 1 click. So this is account 3, and this is account 4. I've got all of them, and I'd like to store the data from the screen. For record variable company 1, that's going to be from the screen components company 1, and I will repeat the same thing here. This is company 2, this is company 3, and this is company 4. Now, what we have done so far is that we took the data from the screen and we stored each data into its respective record variable. Now we've got all record variables. Now what we could do what we did last time by creating each record individually, but then there is another variable that's used in this case, which is the collection variable. If you click new resource, and that's I will just let's create it first. So this is a record, but then you can click allow multiple values, meaning this is not going to be only one record, this is going to be multiple records. And this is an account, and we will name it, since this is a collection, I would put collection variable companies. Now you see we have record single variables, and then we have record collection variables. We have only one collection here. What we need to do now is to add those 4 record variables inside this collection variable, because later on we will tell the flow to create this collection. It's going to create what's inside the collection. The collection is like a bucket that you put the records inside. In order to add the record variables into the collection, we need to use another assignment. And what this assignment does is add record variables to collection variable. So this is what we are doing inside here. The collection variable is the variable that we need to add the record variables to. So here it is. And then I will use the operator add, and I will choose the first record variable. Now if you click first record variable, it's going to open the fields. We don't want the fields. We are adding the entirety of the record inside the collection variable. I will repeat this for the remaining 3. So I just copy this 3 times. And then we are adding the other 3 companies. So we've added all 4 companies or accounts inside the collection variable. Now we are ready to create the collection variable. Instead of creating each one individually, we are just going to create the collection using a create records element. What we are doing here is create collection variable. Now, if we choose multiple, then it's just going to show us only the collection variables in here. We only have one here, and then we're done. Let's save. Create collection of accounts. Now let's debug to make sure that it does what it is supposed to do. We'll just put some names here. Company A, company B, company C, and company D. Right. Now, if you review the debug, in the screen, we collected the data for all 4 companies. And then there was the first assignment, put in each one of the names that we inserted into the record variable. And then all 4 record variables have been added to the collection. Then we created the collection. It has created all 4 of them. Now let's look inside here to make sure that they have reflected. There they are, company A, B, C, and D. Now, I'll say something now, but then we will discuss it in further details later on. One of the things that we need to always think about is the possibilities. One of those possibilities is that the user might only put the data for one company, but then they would leave the remaining ones blank. So what should we do in this case? This is something that we will discuss later on. Another possibility is that what if those accounts already exist inside Salesforce? What should the flow do? Again, this is something we'll discuss later on, inshallah. This is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.